we weren't scouting teams that were 8th place, 9th place.
Here we go.
We would sometimes gas up other players and talk about how good someone is and to, not underestimate them.
Yeah.
But you are crafting your strategy around saying, what can we do to get that 1% better to take down Shopify next time and not make the series as close?
And we will see whether or not that comes to fruition here in Salt Lake City. But we're starting things off right out of the gate. You got OpTic in the blue, Envy in the red. And already a trip cap for OpTic right at the start. Now we are getting some pressure over here towards C, but let's keep in mind that this is a powerful start here for the green wall.
Yeah, look at this, just dominating every single location they can at the moment. Also not even afraid to give up C. I love the fact that there's times where teams get a trip cap, sometimes they overly commit and they die trying to hold the trip cap. OpTic right there just had Envy walk into a couple free deaths into C, recapture it, and continue to hold their stronghold.
A lot of work went into ending this trip cap. A is going to be flipped in the side of Envy now. A little pressure coming in here from Formal. Formal, though, should be not long for this world. That's a double kill there for Descendant as well. You got to keep eyes, though, over toward... Oh, nice shot from Legend over toward mid. And I was going to say, you got to keep eyes here toward B side. There was some pressure there on the over toward the nest, but it does feel like this is some good control. Now, even though OpTic did lose B control, they still accrued 60 points at the start here.
They lost B, but they had the entire map there. The fact that Legend was able to go over towards training dummies, went out the entire way. He knew that every single player was either at Bags or at B, and OpTic had the entire rest of the map.
Big fight here. Precision going to try and see if he can get the better of his opponent, but instead it's going to be Renegade there for the trade. You do have someone there, it's Formal, to answer the call to see if he can actually flip this one. There's one more play, I believe, behind. There he is, actually going to be dealing with a problem of his own, and that is going to be a quick kill there. And you got OpTic now, able to get 2 down. They're going to start to march their way over. That's a triple kill there as well, so that is going to be a big problem for both squads here. They're both trying to jockey for position over here toward B.
That's the easiest indicator for your team. As soon as someone calls out triple and you find out what that last person is, put pressure on that side, find out where the spawns are, grab the strongholds, and everything is going to go in your favor.
And going in the favor of OpTic it is. Got the QT now activated here for Bound. See what he can do with that. The moment he gets pressure, he'll just teleport right back to the safety. And he knows exactly where that target's going to be located. Clean kills. That's a double kill there for Bound. It doesn't get any better than that. And on top of that, too, you also got the camo. Man, it's like Christmas for him in August. Right? Today's August. Is it August now? I don't know. The time's elusive.
Just getting absolutely everything, and you're right, GP. It's just he's able to run around, finish off those kills, and there's sometimes you even almost have to wonder where he picked off that first kill on Descendant. Descendant's just trying to buy time, and Halo, you're told to play your life, but sometimes if you're playing your life, you're not going to help anytime soon. Sometimes you're staggering to death.
And one of the things that we got to note here is when you look at this, the scoreboard rather, who were the players we were talking about being the X factors in this game with Tony and Lottie on the desk, right? You had Bound and Legend on the OpTic side. Look at their efficiency. They're putting in numbers, as well as Renegade, because my guy's a beast as well. But then we were talking a lot about Precision and Descendant, and they haven't really been able to get anything going. Precision's found a couple of good moments. Descendant, similar, but this is going to be a tall task here for Envy, and they gotta wake up because this game's getting a bit out of hand as we cross the 150-point threshold.
Yeah, we just never had Envy in control this entire time. There's been some streaks of well-played lives from Envy. They get a couple kills here or there, they drop, but nothing has really streaked together where they get a few kills, keep OpTic down, they have numbers, and they're getting 2 strongholds and are in a comfortable position.
Yeah, it's never been a comfortable spot, and good, gorgeous shot there from Renegade. Might be going for the no-scope here as well, but just such a smart play, going back to his team, preserving that sniper, because you can see where that push is starting to come through now. We got A and B flipped. Got to take out a few members of OpTic Gaming here in order to feel comfortable in this position if you are Envy. And you got Renegade, who really hasn't been contested, so he's been able to freely run around the map. No one's been there to really stop him.
Yeah, this entire time, like Silo or training dummy side, you just been able to run over there. OpTic has not been challenged there, and rightfully so, especially when they have Sniper. You're not trying to go out in the open and just give a free kill over to someone like Renegade, but because of that, this entire time, it's very predictable where Envy's coming from.
Yep.
They don't have many other routes, and OpTic always know where they can retreat to safety.
200 points about to be crossed here. And, okay, I was ready for that one. Of course, so now Precision getting the better there of Renegade. He doesn't have the sniper to work with anymore, but Legend's there to pick up the player that was one shot. You can see the scrap happening down low there toward B side. Yaxon, a big pickup there. Actually, Scratch Chat, excuse me, I was Piggy with the double kill. So he's going to continue to hold down in the nest now. This is where they got to start putting the pedal to the metal here. They got to get in OpTic's face, and they cannot allow this. There's going to be another camo that OpTic manages to run away with here.
Have the camo. Can they hunt this down? They do not know where Renegade's at. I like that play from Renegade. As soon as he realizes that slide is taking place from Piggy, takes the first few shots and just takes him down. This isn't like Season 1 here with Infinite. As soon as you get a camo and as soon as you get a small lead, you have to take that advantage. These people's eyes are just too good these days.
I know. They'll feel it in their 30s. Big kills though coming in now. That's going to be 3 down for Envy. Scratch that, make it 4. All 4 down for Envy. And OpTic Gaming now on the path to be able to make a trip cap happen if they want. But look at the pressure now. Starting to come in from Envy. Rather, I should say recovery. They're trying to prevent the bleeding from being a little bit too out of hand because we're getting close to the wire and it seems like Renegade and the rest of the boys in OpTic are not stopping.
Jeez. Just all those different engagements from Renegade just played that perfectly. Got damage. Predicted just right where people are coming from, and just like that, gets another trade.
I mean, they've basically been spawning over toward the dummy sides of the map for a good chunk of the latter part of this game, and they have really struggled to be able to break out of there. It's getting down to the wire. That's basically going to do it. 250 locked in potentially, but it is stopped, and now that's it. So, OpTic Gaming, a clean start here in Salt Lake City. We were talking about it on the desk. What does Envy need to do? They need to come out strong, out of the gate swinging with a lot of ferocity, and instead it was the green wall showing why they are the best in the world right now.
It doesn't mean that they're just going to get 3-0'd if they lose this game, but I feel like if they're going to win this series, I do think they need to take this game.
I mean, even looking at the way that they started off there, right? Just Legend, no problem getting in the face, right? Just trying to cause as much problems. And we did see this happen in game 1, where Envy were able to pick up that camo first. So it seems like their opening strats get them exactly what they want, but it's what happens after the fact that ends up becoming a little bit of a problem here. Now Precision looking for a target. Where is that going to be located? He ends up running into one of the teammates from OpTic Gaming who ended up downing one of his teammates. That's going to be Matt, so that gets removed. Formal, well done there from Precision. And this is a good start, man, right? You got a 6-2, you know, early days without a doubt, but this camo is exactly what they needed to kick things off on the good foot.
Yeah, feeling good, looking good. Nice push there over towards Legend. But we're going to have to see what Precision decides here. This could be a moment where we start to see Envy spawning in the same location. Let's see where these spawns come out.
Big fight here for Yaxon to win. Continues to add on to that lead that they've developed at the beginning of the game. You got a couple players down here, and you were right about that pace as well, right, Dave? Like it's going to be isolated fights, a couple of 1Vs. You know, maybe we're going to get a little bit more of that aggression in some of these instances here, but I do want to see Envy just continue to control the game like this. Problem is that OpTic, they will wrestle that away from you, and we got a tied game here. So just like that, you think, oh, Envy, what a great start. It's exactly what you want. And then OpTic just turn on the switch, and they're there immediately.
That's tough, yeah, especially when that lead just disappears that quick.
Yeah.
And not because of some massive swing with a power-up or a power weapon. It was just kill after kill. And just like that, Envy going from a 3 or 4 kill lead to now down by 3 and all spawning in the same location.
It's just a recovery from OpTic that is just so impressive, because a lot of teams would, you know, you'll run into that situation where you lose out on that initial fight, you lose out on that camo, on those utility resources that you can really leverage to your advantage, and then, you know, you start to see maybe a little bit of a snowball, but OpTic just does not allow that to happen whatsoever. Now bound here, big fight, Piggy wins it, but look at this, Envy managed to pick up that camo yet again. So we do like to see when you know, a team is able to control the power items like that, maybe they can start to build off of this, but you got to build that lead more.
We're seeing this every single time, though. Precision gets camo, like you said. They're pulling away. Now, you can't expect to get every single camo against someone like OpTic, but while it's working, it's going well.
Screw it. If it works, do it. You know, like, might as well, right? But Precision knows he's going to be in a bit of a tough spot here, getting challenged. Wait a minute, though, a few big shots. It's a big win there for him. He'll continue to play his life here up on top, and this is exactly what Envy needed. You got 2 down there from Descendant. You're starting to see Descendant really heat up, which is, we were missing him in that live fire Strongholds game. Now we're starting to see him really bring that fury alongside Precision.
Such good shots there from Precision as well.
They're
Just
pinned.
keeping them pinned. Yeah, he did that so well. First, nading towards the bridge side, and then secondly, just helping back towards Mushroom or Control.
Now that you got these rounds of slays, you got to add on to it a 10-kill lead for Envy. 2 of those camos that they picked up, huge for them. And we talked about needing to build off of that, and they did just that. Massive swing here for the boys in blue.
Yeah, and Precision just being so active this entire time. It's not like he's getting a kill and just going hide in the corner. He's doing damage somewhere else, moving across the map, keeping pressure onto the OpTic spawns. And because of this, 13-kill lead here for Envy.
And look at that trust that you just saw right there in that last fight. Oh, Legend with a triple kill, though, manages to clear out Envy from their base. Just as you saw Envy trounce OpTic, Legend says, put a stop to that one at the very least and get his team back into this, but they are down a considerable amount.
Legend was that perfect movement. You even saw him do it right there again at the top car, where it looks like he's just about to fall off the ledge and hits a jump just at the last second. And so in a case like that, you saw Precision trying to hit that shot, assuming Legend was falling down the util. Instead, Legend hitting that jump and hitting the triple kill.
Yeah, you got to, yank that crosshair, right, from the enemy in whatever direction benefits you best there. Legend's so good at being able to do that now. Did not expect to be surrounded in that instance. Descendant playing his life in the corner. You see Renegade there as well. Might not be long for this world, but instead, it's actually going to be OpTic managing to pick up a few big kills here. Now within striking distance. 4 slays, you're right back in the game if you're OpTic, which again is just so damn impressive, Dave.
Yes, I think we're going to have to see this once again go by Camo, because Camo gets in Envy's hands and they pull off a big lead. But it gets deleted a little too quick for my liking.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of times Envy should be able to pump the brakes a little bit more, stop that bleeding, just trade kill for kill versus going down 3 for 1.
But they are in a great position here regardless, right? You continue to trade out these kills, you'll be good, Like, if it goes the way that, it seems to be going here, right? You add one, maybe trade in another. This is working very well here for Envy. And they crossed that 40-point threshold, so they're 10 away from being able to lock up Game 2. We said they needed to win these Slayers if they wanted to be competitive in the series, and Envy is doing exactly that.
Let's see how he decides to push util there. Descendant happily trading out those kills. When you're the team that has the lead, we talk about this over and over again.
Yep.
Happy to trade out kills because you can play a little ratty in Infinite. You can go for those 2-shot melees. You don't need to preserve your life when your team has a significant lead.
And look at Precision and Descendant. Great performances from them here in Game 2. Of course, Bound and Legend continuing to be the efficient Slayers that they are for the team. But now that the game's starting to get a little out of hand here, you might want to wrap things up in a minute if you're Envy. You got 3 kills left, and Envy's looking to tie this one up 1-1. Scratch it, make it 2, maybe 1 more, and that's 49. They only need 1 more, and they're going to lock up Game 2. There it is.
Hunting for it.
You need to have eyes all over the place. And here we go, folks. Map 3. Let's jump into this and see what's going on with Descendant. Whether or not the Boricua can pick up a big kill here against Renegade. Wise play as he's backing away from this now. And look at there, just eyes all over them. But you're seeing some big kills happen over on the left side of the map. That's going to be 3 down now for OpTic Gaming. And the lane is wide open here for Envy to be able to get these power weapons.
Yeah, pushing through maze, going to bridge. Let's see what Yaxon can do here. They get this pick. This is going to be a pull. This should have been a pull.
It should have been a pull.
Slightly misses the pull, and unfortunately as well, Legend does have snipe, and so sometimes you have to be very careful how you're moving this flag around. Looks like you just decide to no-scope that. Ooh. You can zoom in with that thing if you need to.
Bro, they had it. they were there, and then OpTic just they respawned. That's all it was. It's insane, man. Such great play there from OpTic to be able to stop that pull.
Yeah, I mean, just both those times, sometimes that can be the difference between capping a flag or not, is do you get that first pull or do you need to do 1 more rounds of slays? And the fact that Legend was able to get the flag runner down and get a no-scope onto a second player, that's just enough damage that the team's going to be able to clean it up.
Big kill starting to come in, though. 3 down now for OpTic, so we'll get a little bit of a recovery here for Envy. Now, on the other side of the map, you got Yaxon trying to do some work. And there's that snipe side that OpTic are trying to prioritize.
That's a little worrisome because you did see all these kills come in favor of Envy. And flag is not running, and they don't have snipe side here for Envy. They're all kind of low at the moment.
They are losing a few. They are losing a few, but wait a minute. That's going to be 4 down for OpTic. Is anyone in a position to make this flagpole happen? Yes, it is. It's Yaxin. Action Yaxin now, trying to pull this one through. You got spawns happening over toward the corner. Clean shots for Descendant. That's going to be a dubstake. Looking for maybe one more. Legend, super weak there. He got weak in the knees, but oh man, the Frenchman's going to win out on that fight, and that's a cap for Envy.
Huge by Yaxin to grab that flag at the perfect moment. Secondly, so important for Descendant to be there on the bridge, the flag route. That double kill that Descendant got stops his flag carrier from being picked off, and then gets that double kill to stop the first two spawners who are going to be in a position to try to stop the flag. So well done by both those players.
Now, they were doing the thing that I said I would like for them to do, which was get in the base, pull the flag. Maybe you were right there.
Yeah,
maybe we don't want to do that without a little bit more control. But hey, it does slow things down a little bit. Now you're going to start to see things get a little crazy with these rockets. And even though well, never mind. I was going to say get a little crazy with it and just use the two right then and there. That being said, though, you got OpTic now. We're going to make this flagpole happen. Beautiful kill there onto Piggy, that one-shot player, courtesy of Formal. Got the melee onto him. You see where those spawns are happening over toward the snipe side of the map. They got to get moving as that flag is going to be low.
Yep, flags are moving all the way low. Envy has a chance to stop this, especially with this being delayed a little bit, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Envy maybe taking a bit more safer routes and trying to get some slays along the way versus desperating that one. And that's what you have to do, especially when you have a flag at some point.
Yeah.
You can't just say, go, go, go. Someone needs to pull off a miraculous play to get this flag stopped.
Great response there, rather, from OpTic. We saw briefly the flagpole coming through. Looking for another, that's a double. Okay, we got it. We got it eventually. And OpTic, like that, pulled two. And that came off of a flag cap that was off of this snipe pickup here. When they got that kill on the snipe side, you had, I think it was Formal, already out of the gate. Oh no, I think it was Renegade, as a matter of fact, already pulling that flag in response. So that's a good read from OpTic Gaming to get themselves the lead.
Great plays by them, and yeah, just those mistakes there. It felt like OpTic are essentially punishing Envy 2 times for the same mistake. They make the one mistake, and they're like, yeah, we're going to double cap this because you overextended or you played this incorrectly.
And the thing is, they kind of put Envy in that position to begin with.
Yeah.
Because they had them all spawning over toward that courtyard, and then from there on, it was like just find the targets, work together, shoot them, you know? And it was a really beautiful 2-cap that we saw. Now it's going to be an opportunity here for Envy. Not a lot of resistance on the initial, but now we're going to have another fight happening here. Bound, big win potentially, but it does not happen. Instead, though, the nade is going to come in from downtown, courtesy of Legend, who's now here trying to hold things down and bring that flag back.
Great nade, but he's the last one alive. He's gonna have to be a hero here. Somehow gets the kill, somehow stays alive.
They know he's alive, and they know they're gonna have to deal with him. The rockets are gonna be coming up in a second here as well, and this is essentially gonna stop that flagpole.
And look at this play. Legend just pushes over and takes up more ground. He doesn't just stop the flag and goes desperate goes in desperate to the return. Taking up more ground anytime you're trying to secure an area for a flag recovery or for a power-up or a power weapon. So well played by Legend. And do they get a counter cap out of this? That would be sick.
They very might well. And then they also have the rockets too. Legend now looking to find a target. A couple of those red players going to be right for the picking. And look at that flag. Right and available. No. Okay, first one was a pucker rocket, second one hit. We love to see it now. They're trying to work this one through, keeping that flag in play now. They're gonna get this one moving, and they might very well end this as they're gonna cross over the 50-yard line, but it's gonna be held up just a second now. Is anyone there from Envy to make this stop happen? Can anyone prevent this one from being locked in? No! And instead, it's OpTic Gaming off of 2 back-to-back caps, punishing a mistake from Envy and a beautiful execution on that 3rd cap.
And then they try to make a new push and keep trying to push that advantage. And Bound getting a trip to start this one off, and I believe ball in the hands of Renegade, so not the start you want to have as an Envy player or fan.
And what's also interesting is that Envy yet again was able to get that initial power item, the camo, right to start things off. So that is, again, a testament to the work that Envy's been putting in, but it comes with what happens after the fact, right? And while all that was going on, OpTic were more than okay to just send their killers down there, handle business, and do exactly what they're doing here. Rotate this ball and play the objective efficiently.
Looks like they're kind of holed up here in long haul and over at top gold, top glass. Don't know what the real play is here, except for waiting for a spawner here from the OpTic side to help lay some cross-map shots. Because players, as soon as they get towards batteries, like, you can't do much when you have only those angles.
Yep.
Anywhere else you have, though, your teammates can help you out.
But we were talking about OpTic needing to get out of this position, and they did literally just that. Even with a great push from Envy, you still had OpTic managing where that oddball was and then bringing it forward in an effective manner. So now they continue to add on here. Big kill coming in potentially. Never mind. That's going to be 2 players down for OpTic, and they throw that ball.
Also, talk about efficiency. Even in slays, just as of that last kill. So even in slays, OpTic up 37-0. So just doing a great job, and the goal of ball is you're trading kills in the right spots and moving that ball across the map, and OpTic did that flawlessly.
Yeah, we saw that in that fight toward gold side, and we'll probably see it here in a little bit, but ball still hasn't been picked up yet. Camel's going to be available now. Big kills coming in here. Precision able to get a few, but there's going to be 3 down now for Envy. Meanwhile, as we take a look at Bound, this is the worst person you want to have the camo, which they do prevent him from being able to get that. So it's Jackson does manage to find that, and while they have gotten the power item, it's about what you do with it that matters. And this is where you need to get in there with the camo and break the ranks and cause a problem.
Busted, spotted him over at the batteries, and that's the worst feeling. Got caught with your hand in the cookie jar over the batteries and get picked off, so that camo not as effective as they need to be. In a situation like that, leading into that fight, felt like Envy were in a great spot. They had all these players pinned over in pipes, but it just turned out member after member of Envy taken down.
Tough fight here for Envy as OpTic is about to hit that 70-point threshold there. They crossed it at 71. What a start for OpTic Gaming. Also with the new combo here as well, so well done. They're just going to continue to control this, and let's not forget that in oddball, right? You're not holding that ball, that clock is ticking. You got 71 points here. If you're OpTic Gaming, you're big chilling. You just don't want to let Envy come back into this one like they have proven they can do. But of course, for OpTic Gaming, it's just about kind of finding that great opportunity to make that push happen.
Yeah, I actually don't hate it all if OpTic are saying, hey, like, let's take this next 30, 60 seconds and just slay. And if we have a significant advantage, we'll grab that ball time.
Yeah.
But no longer does OpTic need to be scrappy or objective efficient. They already did that the first half of this round. They don't need to continue it. Sometimes that can be the death of some teams. They get a scrappy cap or they get some scrappy ball time or hill time. Like, oh, we just got to do that the entire time. No, there's a time and a place to get scrappy.
Question is whether or not Envy can find themselves yet another power item. Last few times it has not worked out too well for them, but look at this here. You're seeing that Shock do some work over on the other screen. You're also seeing Precision now get that ball across, and he's gonna manage to cover the corner there, so he's good. I like that position there from Jackson as well. He'll give them some eyes. You also have Piggy down low causing some problems, but he's not going to be long for this world. Camo does get picked up. That is going to make things a little bit difficult here for Envy to control this.
Yeah, it looks like Envy decides just to play ball it there, try to go back to Slane. I'm assuming Precision's going to fall there. Guess not. Precision takes out the camo. So huge effort there by Precision before falling there, at least to get the camo out of their hands. And that's going to be all 4 down for OpTic. You're going to see Envy grab a few more seconds.
Okay, so you like what you're seeing here if you're Envy. But of course, it's still going to be tough because OpTic off of this respawn here is going to look to try and fly at this ball. But again, as we had mentioned, right, you got some wiggle room to work with here if you're OpTic, but that window is closing quickly here.
They're closing that gap, and as long as they can, I wouldn't even say trade slays, as long as they can go a little head in slays here, you're going to see Envy close this gap here over this next minute. But if OpTic are able to get Envy to overextend, and there goes 3 down for just a moment in time. Jackson, the last one alive, no play ball, that's going to be OpTic. And they have a good setup here, actually. For control, I feel like you see all these members from Envy now trying to push towards Pit, but nobody really in a position to stop this ball.
Yeah, he's got a great spot here. Now there's going to be some pressure coming through here from the tower, but as we see, right, you play that ball, send it down low, make Envy have to work for this. And they're working for it, but they're getting there. They're only 20 points down, so this is possible. But it's going to be a little frantic on this one, and good job from Bound. Just getting that out of there, right? Don't let Envy feel comfortable that the ball is going to be present. Just take what you can and get out, but you end up losing 2 players. Scratch that, make it 3. It's going to put a lot of pressure here on the Bound to be able to succeed now. He does manage to find one, now looking for another here. Big fight here between Piggy and Bound. Piggy gonna get hit with that grenade, but he manages to stay alive.
Piggy winning a huge fight there, much needed. They're gonna at least be able to hold this ball towards back Hydro. Now the question is, do they play ball it, or do they just keep it there?
Well, Legend might actually try and force the situation here, and that's exactly what ends up happening now with Formal and this camo. he'll just give them some more information, keep them in the know as far as like where these players are going to be positioned here. And look at that, Formal, just such a smart player. You got a minute and change now left on the clock and only 19 points remaining for OpTic Gaming, Walshy. They are very much in a position to be able to win this. They got to prevent OpTic from being able to get this control.
Yeah, and right now, someone like Formal is just preventing anyone from Envy really to push outside of the elevators. He knows that nobody's going to be close over on the Royal side. That's going to be all 4 down, and OpTic going to secure this round 1. In fact, you almost see Renegade just jumping out to batteries. He knows it's over.
Yeah, that's it. It's cooked. Round 1 for OpTic. Formal doing some work on the pit side of the map there, allowing no one to be able to cross that bridge, no one to be able to cross those thresholds to get to that ball carrier.
And I believe OpTic are getting outslayed, if my math is correct. Yeah, so they're being outplayed by about 4 kills, and the time on there was just completely one-sided there for OpTic.
But let's not forget, though, how that start was for OpTic Gaming, right? There were a few big kills that happened. But
even in slays, but 37 points.
But 37 points. So you had a lot to work with there if you're OpTic Gaming that you can kind of play around with now. Envy got precision. He has the ball. He had the camo. Excuse me. It's going to be a couple big players down now, and Precision playing his life, eating that grenade, knowing that he was going to be okay with it.
I wonder, does he, I guess Camo kind of out at this point anyway, so it looks like he's going to be assigned to the ball. Going to play ball there. And actually a bit unfortunate that that player was able to get so close without being spotted.
But what I do like, though, is that the spawners are going to be happening over toward this gold side here. So you're going to get a little bit more support. You see where those shots are coming in from the catwalk up top, over toward Whirl as well. You see where that the tower, too. Like, there is a lot of great control that we're seeing here from OpTic, not really allowing Envy to freely grab that ball and get out of there. So, well done.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times when you play ball at back Hydro, unless you pull off like 2 or 3 members of OpTic there, it's sometimes not worth it to desperate and grab that ball and bring it over towards pipes. So I felt like the thing that didn't really work well for Envy there is they had one player that kind of slipped by, killed Precision, got the play ball, and then Envy treated it as if OpTic sent over a significant amount of forces.
Yeah.
As if they sent 2 or 3 players. And as soon as they try to grab that new ball, they didn't have the rest of the players from OpTic off the map. They weren't just all stuck at Hydro.
Yeah, they didn't have the numbers to be able to do the thing that they thought that they had the opening to make happen now. Granted, you got this camo available, and this could be another grab here for Envy. As Descendant, though, unfortunately for him, won't be able to stay alive. But just as I thought that it was going to be Formal and company picking up that camouflage, instead, it's going to be Piggy with a double kill. Piggy's having a pretty good game here. He's been finding some big moments. Jackson, though, was the one who found that camo to help his teammates out, and now we're starting to see Envy build a little bit here, but that camo gets stopped immediately.
But they had to send a lot of resources towards that. Because of it, you saw 3 of OpTic go down. That's going to be the 4th one. Looks like Renegade's the only one alive. Legend also spawning. But what they do, look at that. They first spread out. You'd think most players just want to stick together in the exact same spot. OpTic's plan is take up more ground so they can set up their push.
Yeah, it's kind of like in StarCraft, you know, you want to spread the creep, you know, if you're a Zerg player, right? You got to spread the field a little bit.
Well, one thing I'd always say back in the day is like when we'd be in a worst case situation in something like Halo 2 with our roster final boss is we would sometimes send the very first spawner, hey, you're going to be going on a mission. You're going to first start running towards this way, and then the next spawners, they're going to jump up and they're going to be able to give you help. So as you push over towards, let's say, elbow on something like Lockout, someone's going to be able to lift towards top blue and give you shots towards snipe. So
yeah.
I really like that play. Not that it's exactly a one-to-one translation from some old Halo strategies, but it shows that these top players, they value taking up more ground and having more angles, so they're not just all confined to one area.
Yeah, Halo is a positioning game. Like, yes, we joked earlier, it's a first person, obviously, but this is the type of game where you need to be able to have presence on the map. You need to be able to have vision all over the place, because that is the name of the game. Team shooting, working together, finding where those openings are going to present themselves here. And hey, we're seeing a few of those openings start to manifest itself for Envy, because they're starting to add on to this. They have the lead in this one, Dave.
Well, also, like I said, scrappy and going even in objective or even in slays can get you so far. You can definitely pull out ahead during moments. But we highlight the objective efficiency for a reason, because most of the times people are getting the objective done by kills. And that's exactly what Envy are doing right now. They're getting slays, they're getting time on the board. So OpTic need to stop getting a little so scrappy and just put some kills on the board.
Yeah, and well, when I think about putting kills on the board, and you look at that scoreboard there, you got Legend, who just hit 10 kills, and we're already at the midway point of round 2. Granted, putting in a ton of shots, 14 assists there, so you know that those are effective shots helping his teammates out. But if Legend starts to get the slays going, that can be problematic, because you had noted before how Envy have been outslaying OpTic, but that objective efficiency, which was another point of conversation for the desk, is certainly shined through and got them that first round here on Oddball and on Recharge.
Look at that. I love that repositioning from Legend. Just realizing there's just the one player over in that Mango pit that he had to worry about. And as soon as he scared that person away towards the center of the map, he just reverts on over towards Hydro and gives some help over on that side and helps over at C-Plat because of it.
Yeah.
3 down for Envy. Envy just having to push in one by one through all these narrow confined hallways.
His movement so purposeful. It's always exactly where you want it to be. And that's got to feel good for the other 3 teammates in OpTic Gaming who can rely on that. Even when he's not putting up the crazy numbers, he's still going to be there causing issues. That said, though, we're getting close now. 15 points is all that OpTic needs to be able to lock up this game. Does Envy have it in them to be able to come back into this one? Big kills there for Bound is actually going to prevent any kind of chance they would have found in that moment there, Dave.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what game's legal to hunt out here, but you see Piggy and Yak both being taken down there as they go towards back Hydro.
Go for a yak. I don't think you can hunt yaks. I don't know.
That's what I said. Don't know what's legal here in SLC.
And also, I think hunting a pig, that's kind of unfair. You know? But, hey, I appreciate the reference. Oh, no, though. This is where things start to get a little dicey here for Envy. They lost 3 players just now. Full force of OpTic Gaming. They got that ball. And is there anyone in an area to be able to prevent them from locking this one up?
Desperate grenades gonna be flying in. That's the only option they have.
Yep, and there's no one around. You only got 3 points remaining, and OpTic Gaming defeat Envy 3-2-1 to start Salt Lake City on the good foot.